Alright, we're going to look very closely. See the elevation marks? We would like to take the elevation marks and move them back. When you click on the tip of the triangle, there is a line. You want to make sure that that also moves back as well with it. So I just want to move that a little bit back further. So I'm going to take my elevation mark and move it back. I'm okay with these two. This one, I'm going to move it back a little bit so that it's a little bit easier for me to work with. Again, you want to look close. Yes, my line is there. I'm in good shape. All right. Now what I like to do is I like to create a new typology of lines. So what you do is you go to Manage, Additional Setting, go to where it says Line Style, and you want to create a new line style. So you click on New, and you type in 1-construction, and we say OK. Then you come back here, you can change its line type, and you can also change its color. I'm going to make it hot pink, and I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to say OK here too, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to make changes to all of these lines to construction lines because I want them to be my backup lines. So I would like them to be all in layer of 1 construction, which was pink. So it's easy for me to distinguish these lines. Now I would like to start working by putting a wall around here. I'm just going to go all the way around, and I'm going to go with a simple wall that's already composed in Revit. So go to Architecture, Wall, Wall Architecture, and I'm going to choose out of the options that I have here, I'm going to choose Exterior Brick CMU Stud. So I'm going to start off here, but rather than going Wall Center, I would like to go Wall Finish Exterior, Finish Face Exterior. And I'm going to zoom really close to make sure that in fact I'm going that way. No, it's going inward. So I'm going to go from this side. That works nicely. And keep going around. And I'm going to just keep on working this way. And around. And this way. That way. Wrapping around. And going all the way here. And back here. And all the way to the other end. And I want to make sure that every time I'm closing it up. Alrighty. Looks like my walls are closed up. If I looked at it in 3D, by clicking where that little house is, I actually get to see my drawing. When I look closely, I say, I did these okay. No, everything is inside out. Because look, it's actually backwards. So I have several options. I can go back to level 1, and I could pick my wall, and when I see the arrow I can go like that, but remember it's going to go this way. It's going to go inside of my building, and I may not like that. It's up to you if you would like it to go backwards. Now, you're not happy you've done all that work, you want to erase the walls, all of the walls in fact. How do you pick it? So I'm going to show you how to pick using filter. So very carefully, I'm going to pick everything that's in that zone without picking my views. Go to filter, and if my views are in there, I will work again. I uncheck lines, but I keep my walls on, and I say OK, and I'm going to click delete, and it's deleting all my walls. All right, so I used filter. All right, now I'm going to go back to wall, and I'm going to this time go face interior, and very carefully I'm going to use this, and this time it's working out. Before I go too far, I'm going to look at it 3D, and I'm going to say, is that okay? I can't tell because my floor plan was a 2D thing. So let's go a little bit further and see what happens. I drew it against here, and it looks like my finished brick is on that side. I'm going to continue drawing my wall, going from here, going down all the way, over here, here, back, there, and tap, tap, tap. There we go, there, and there, and I'm finished. Let's look at it in 3D. It looks pretty good to me. All right, so the exterior skin is very clear, and when I go back to level 1, my wall is just outside of my pink wall. I'm very happy. I come on over here and I see there's something that's bothering me. So I turn off this line, and it gives me a skin line. So it was just the line hierarchy that was doing it. So I then come back here and I say somehow this wall is not meeting this wall. And I don't know what's happening at this corner. So I'm going to look at it this way. So that was this corner. I'm going to zoom a lot closer. And I'm going to say something is not quite working right over here. I need to do something. That wall is going back everywhere else. I'm in good shape. All the corners appear to be okay. Notice this corner is okay, that corner is okay. Something is wrong with that corner. So I'm going to quickly get back this wall, and I'm just going to pull that wall. So I'm going to take that wall, and I'm going to yank that wall back. It's not working, so let's do this wall. That wall is back, this wall is there. Alrighty, now I'm going to chamfer that wall and this wall. Now this time it's working. So whenever it doesn't give you a clean finish, pull one of the walls out and then chamfer them. Now it's nice and clear, and let's take a look at it in 3D. We're good, and we have the basic mass. Let's take a look at it in elevation. Notice I pulled my elevation markings to just outside of my drawings. I can go there and click, or I can click here, and I can actually see my elevations. Most of you are going to have these levels shown way too far. You then have to pull them back. I've already pulled mine back, but I'm going to pull them a little bit more. First of all, it has to be 2D. If you pick it and it's 3D, change that 2D by clicking on it. It makes it 3D. You then want to pull it forward. Same thing with this one. If it's 3D, make sure you change it to 2D by clicking on it, and it will show as 2D. You can bring it as close as possible to the drawing so it reads quite well. Go to north elevation. Look at it. Mine is over here. Once again, you can pull it over. Make sure it's two-dimensional, otherwise it makes a mess. And then you can pull it and yank it this way. Alrighty. You can go to south elevation, do the same thing. Make sure it's 2D, pull it in, and zoom close just in case you yank it the wrong way. You can pull it a little further closer to the building so you can actually see. When you pick the levels, the building immediately comes with level 1 being at 0, level 2 being otherwise. You could always change it. You could come back and you could change the level. You could change the level so that instead of being at 0, it's -4 feet. Or you could change it back to 0. You could also change this so that this dimension is 14 feet instead of 12 feet. You will have the option of where the levels are and how they work. I would like the level to be 0 here, and I'm going to make it actually 16 feet here. So 0 is the bottom of my wall, 16 is to the roof, and then I have a parapet wall right over there. I could make the roof, instead of 16, 15 feet. There we go. That's where my roof is. The rest is my parapet wall. Alrighty. So now I have the level 1, and it looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and give it the walls, the floor, a floor to those walls. So I have literally walls over here. I want to create a floor. So what I like to do is create a floor right against this edge. That pink line, which is my construction line, is bothering me, and I may want to change the line type or the color. I will show it in the next session.